What's up, y'all? We back out here on this Mess to Masterpiece project again. So today on our agenda is to start bringing some dirt in. We got some, what we have access to is some lean clay. It's not really gonna work for us to seal the pond, but what I'm trying to do is shore up that levee, since we got a lot of silt and topsoil, top debris, some sandy stuff that we're bringing out of the pond. So we're gonna put some of this on there to kind of firm up that levee a little bit. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be soil flocking this pond, but with all the water that's coming into it, we may not ever need it, but if we do, you know, I'm gonna budget for it so that we can come in and soil flock this thing later, help it hold water a little bit better. We are getting into some good firm solid material down in the bottom. You know, it's the stuff on the sides. You know, we are building the levees up a little bit outside the natural elevation. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that and make sure that those hold up structurally and help the pond hold water. But we already got some water coming in the bottom of it, so I'm gonna have to see if I can't move some of that stuff around and push a little more dirt out of here as we get ready to start bringing some dirt in and start taking this, what used to be a mess, but now we're on the masterpiece side of it, so we're putting some detail work into it. So we're gonna get out here, get started on it on this beautiful 4th of July morning and see if we can't make some good progress today. All right, guys, we'll see you in a bit. Guys, this is some of the stuff we're dealing with when you hear me talking about water coming in on us. We got this spot right here, we got a spot over there, but I want you to watch this right here. I'm just to drag out water off of it to try to dry it out, and I want to show you what happens. See how I pulled that water off of it to dry it out? Let's show you something here in a second. All right, I'm gonna hop down here and show you this real quick. Y'all see how fast that's coming out of there? This one little spot I'm working on, it'll be back full of water in no time. So you got that spot. We got this spot right here. You can't see where it's coming in, but it's slowly filling up. This spot right here has been sitting there for a couple of days. Right up there on the back side of that, we got water coming down from up there. And I've got a wet spot over on this side. There's a wet spot right there, soft spot right there. So like I was saying, this dirt's terrible. But one of the reasons why I'm not worried about it holding water is because the water's not necessarily coming up from the bottom. It's kind of coming in from the bottom, from the sides, up at these higher levels. So I don't think there'll be too much weight pushing down on the pond to cause it to leak vertically. And there's nowhere for it to go for it to leak horizontally. So I've got one weak point, and that's gonna be up at the top of my levees, which is only, let me show you. I've only got this one little short section of levee right here, because there was a hill here and a hill there. So I kind of plugged that, and it only starts about there up, because I went down some. And then I've got this little strip right through there where there was a valley coming in. So I had to build that up and then slope it back off so it pushes the water out the other way on the backside. But I don't want, when the pond level comes up and hits that shelf and up above that, I don't want it to seep through that fresh dirt that I put on there. So that's why we're bringing some dirt in to kind of shear up that levee, tighten it up some, and then knowing where these weak spots are at, where that water bubbling up from the bottom of the ground, you know, you have to kind of see it like a hole in a swimming pool or something, but it's trying to get inside it instead of outside. So when we start filling the pond up and the pond gets fuller, all of that weight will start pushing downwards, and that little bit of water that's trickling up and coming out right over here will actually get pushed and forced down and come out somewhere else. So what we got to do, that's what I told you. If we go deeper in the pond, it'll be at the owner's discretion, at his risk if he wants to do it. Because the deeper we go, the more weight, the more depth of the pond, the more weight we're gonna have pushing downwards on the bottom of this pond that could create some leaks. But I feel pretty confident with what we have. We're probably sitting at about 7 or 8 feet deep, but I feel pretty confident with what we have right now. This material, it is silty and sandy, but it has some clay to it. So I think some soil flock would do us some good if we do run into some problems with some leaks. But what I'm gonna do now, I've been fighting this area all morning. You can't really see it, but there's a shelf across there and then another shelf. So I've been working on getting all that down and pushed out. So, and then we've already got some dirt coming in. I've got this little wet spot right here, and it's just soft, but everything behind that is pretty hard and compact. So I'm gonna try to slick this and have it ready for that dirt. And then just gonna keep working everything from where this dozer's at back that way and try to finish dressing stuff up. So I've still got a lot of pushing to do because we moved our excavator over to where we're getting the dirt from. So I'm finishing this pond up with the dozer and pushing a lot of it out. But I'm getting really close to getting everything shaped up and cut out. And then it's just gonna be trying to add those final details, cap these levees with dirt, and then some of these stumps and logs that I can't haul to a little sawmill, we're gonna put back in here for structure down around these deep areas. So I'm gonna get to work on it and see if I can't continue to make some progress. But I will say this, the good thing about all this dirt is it takes about 30 minutes. If I get into a soft spot, cut this stuff out, spread it out, and in 30 minutes, it's drying up to where I can move it and handle it. And once I get it up on these slopes and these levees, come in the next day, it packs in pretty well. It's just been saturated for so long, I just need to get it up and out the ground and let it dry out. So you guys can see this material is a little damp, a little soft. So what I've been trying to do to get it out of the bottom of this pond is I'll kind of cut from one direction and I'll cut from the other, kind of keep whittling away at it. So I don't like to make big long pushes against the stockpile, because it's just going to get harder and harder to push and increases wear and tear on your machine. So I'll kind of crisscross this thing and hit the edges of it, hit the corners of it, so you're not just pushing against the whole width of the pile. So I just kind of keep working my way around it. So if you'll see, I'll push a little bit up across this way on top of the levee, and then I'll turn and go the other direction and push some out the other way. Even though out the other side, you see me going, away from the camera, I'll push it up there and kind of stockpile it and let it sit, and then whenever I push some of this, I'll come back down and I'll go get on that and push some of it up there. So all I'm trying to accomplish right now is get as much of this dirt out the bottom as I can, get it cleaned up, and leave it alone. I don't know that I'm going to finish today, but it's going to be pretty close. I want to try to get finished. You can see how I got some over here, so I'm going to go ahead and push this a little bit out. And then I'll have it just about done down here at the bottom, except for adding some little details to the contours, edging it out a little bit more and giving it that 3D effect. And then it can fill in with water. It won't hurt us after that. But the longer I keep working on it, water comes in, it just, once dry, it gets wet. So you can see I'm up on my middle shelf here, which puts me at about 4 feet deep pond, and then my deep spot puts us down to about 8 feet. But I can push it up out this side, and it's a whole lot easier because this stuff's been drying. And I'll take it up my levee right here. So this is what all I'm gonna be doing for the rest of the day while we're waiting on loads of dirt. Matt's bringing. Sorry about the noise. But it's what I'll be doing the rest of the day, trying to get this material up and out the pond, since I don't have the excavator. And then once that dirt really gets to rolling in, we'll start firming up those levees. And then, so I'm thinking we're going to haul dirt. We might leave it a little early today for 4th of July, come back tomorrow, haul some more, maybe Saturday if we have to. And then on Monday, I'm going to get my excavator moved back over here. We'll get these stumps placed around the pond and whatever other creative ideas we can come up with some of these logs and structure that we want to make. And then we'll be wrapping it up and moving on to the next one. right, y'all, let's take a quick break from pushing. Let me show y'all what we got. So I'm finally getting all this cleaned up, and you can see it's really hard to see the difference in the dirt, but you can see where my tracks kind of run across here. That's the slope. And so it's kind of following that pocket in there. And I pretty much got this whole area cleaned up finally. And we're still working and pushing some up through here and taking it up that other side where you saw. And I still got a little bit over here. You can see I'm kind of working around this water. And once I kind of get everything worked over to here, then I'll go ahead and tie all this in and make it work. But one of the things I'm trying to accomplish right here is we've got this point kind of coming out and back around. So I don't really want this slope to just shoot straight across. I mean, that's an easy way to get out of it. I want to add a little more detail. So what I'm trying to do right now is kind of come across here and make it kind of match, but not completely match. So I want to kind of bring this in and start sloping it back in and put a little point in there and then slope it back out. And I think that'll just give it, some nice creative design look to it, which is what we try to do, go that extra mile, add that extra detail, and it really makes these things stand out. So I'm gonna hop back in here and get to pushing for a little bit and see if I can't get a little more of that out of there and get some more shape added to this thing. I think we're at a good stopping point for today. We're gonna go spend a little time with the family for the 4th of July. Pop some fireworks, cook, whatever. But let me show y'all what we got done today. Got a lot done pushing. So I got that little corner cut in there, that little point cut in there. Like I said, I'm gonna leave some of that dirt over there to dry out. Cleaned up the bottom over here, tied it all in, got it all tied in back here behind us. Getting some dirt running across the top of the levee. Once I get across the top, I'm gonna put some down on the inside. And I'm gonna leave that little wet spot right there. I've already been over it several times and the water keeps coming out, but I know it's packed in and good. So that's where we're at. So we're gonna call it a day. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, comment below, and we'll see y'all later. Be safe. Happy 4th of July.
You look like an astronaut. Yeah, I'm a Mason.